Ada aktivitas sederhana untuk membuat semua suka membaca. Berteman dengan buku tanpa dipaksa, cara menyenangkan penuh cinta.
Read aloud, bacakan nyaring sesering mungkin. Manfaatnya sungguh bukan main.
Read aloud, the more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the smarter you grow. Ada aktivitas sederhana untuk membuat semua suka membaca. Berteman dengan buku tanpa dipaksa, cara menyenangkan penuh cinta. Read aloud, bacakan nyaring sesering mungkin. Read aloud, manfaatnya sungguh bukan main. Read aloud,
The more you read, the more you know, and the more you know,
the smarter you grow. And the more you know, the smarter you grow.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Pribadian and everyone. Welcome back to SD Pribadi Bandung Read Aloud program. And today, Mr. Rizal is here and I'm going to read you a story about a kid that couldn't save. Are you ready to listen attentively? Okay, nice. So please sit down nicely and let's start. The kid who couldn't save. Mike McCarthy spent money as quickly as ice cream melts in July. As quickly as Monday morning follows on the heels of Friday night. No matter how much money he started with, he had a hard time holding on to it for more than a few days. Money burns a hole in your pocket, Mike's mom liked to say. A penny saved is a penny earned, Mike's dad liked to say even more. Mike hated that saying. He objected to it each time. Technically, that's incorrect, he told his dad. Earning a penny is not the same thing as saving a penny. Well, it's worth the same amount, said his dad. 1 cent, said Mike. You cannot buy anything with 1 cent anyway. His little sister had no trouble saving money, despite the fact that her allowance was half of his. Somehow, Esther had a savings account. Somehow, she'd had it since kindergarten. Mike never had enough money to open one. That wasn't all though. One May afternoon, Mike discovered that Esther had so much money in her savings account. She earned interest every month. Okay, so every savings account earns interest, but it wasn't 3 or 4 cents a month. This was enough interest to buy herself a candy bar every month. That was 12 candy bars a year, courtesy of Great Plains Bank. More like Great Pains, Mike grumbled. The really disgusting part was that although she could buy herself a candy bar each month, courtesy of Great Pains, Esther didn't. Oh no. I don't get it, Mike said. It's like Great Pains is paying you to eat candy bar. Why wouldn't you do that? It's like an offer you cannot refuse. Esther smiled sweetly, sweeter still because her two front teeth were missing. I like to let the interest confound, she said. I think you mean compound, said Mike. He knew what compound meant. It meant his kid sister was earning interest on both her money and the interest the bank paid her. It was all becoming her money. She was like a little sweetly smiling money machine, like a walking ATM with two missing front teeth. None of this would have mattered so much if Mike's friend Derek hadn't recently gotten a spy kid. The kid had see-in-the-dark specs and super ears, whatever those were, and much, much more. Mike wanted one too. He might have asked for one for his 8th birthday. His parents might have gotten him one then. Unfortunately, he didn't know Spy Kid existed until a week after his birthday. By the time, the best he could do was corral his unspent birthday money, $25 from his grandparents. The Spy Kid cost 3 times that. His parents taught him to save the $25 and keep saving his allowance too. By Halloween, 5 months from now, he'd have the other $50 to buy the Spy Kid. Of course, saving was easier said than done for Mike. It was Saturday, and Derek's dad took them to the video arcade. Mike's dad gave him $5 to spend. Derek's dad gave him $10. Mike tried to pace himself. For every 2 games of skee ball that Derek played, Mike played one. For every super duper pinball game that Derek chose, Mike chose the not so super one. But soon enough, his $5 was gone. Let's team up on the Carnival Carnage, Derek said. I cannot defeat that crazy giant monster dude without your help. Okay, said Mike, but you will have to pay my half. Derek narrowed his eyes in suspicion. Didn't you get some birthday money? He asked. Mike nodded. Don't tell me, Derek said. You are trying to save it. Right, Mike said. Derek studied him a moment. Okay, he said then and headed toward Carnival Carnage alone. Mike ran after him. I can still save most of it, he said. So Mike borrowed $2 from Derek. He still had $23 left. The next day, Mike's family went to Jump and Bump. Mike's parents bought both kids the regular 2-hour pass. Mike upgraded to all-you-can-stand pop and popcorn package. After that, he had $18 left. And so it continued for the next 3 weeks until the original $25 was all gone. By the time Derek had grown tired of his Spy Kid, he offered to sell it to Mike. I haven't got any money, Mike said. What about the $25 you got from your birthday? Derek asked. Mike hung his head. "It's all gone," he said. "Huh," Derek said. After that, Mike felt pretty down in the dumps. He mopped around the house for days. Then one afternoon, Aster came home with Mike's favorite candy bar, jumbo size. She unwrapped it in front of him. Now Mike knew all about sisters. He'd heard stories. Heck, he'd seen his friends, sisters in action. When most sisters sat down in front of you and unwrapped a jumbo-sized candy bar of your favorite variety, they weren't sharing. They were practicing a kind of mental torture. Aster wasn't like other sisters though. She unwrapped the jumbo bar and broke off a jumbo chunk, which she handed over to Mike. "Thought this might cheer you up," she said. "What about your compound interest?" Mike asked, his mouth already full of candy bar. Delicious candy bar. "This is to fairy money," Aster said. "I like to save my savings." "I wish I could like doing that," Mike said. "At this rate, I'll never get that spy kid." Aster shrugged. "Maybe saving's not your things," she said. "Just figure out another way to buy your spy kit." Saving's not my things, Mike thought. Maybe I've got another things. I've got to find my other things, and I'm gonna find my things. He felt better already. Okay, that's all the story. So thank you very much for listening. See you again on SD Pribadi Bandung Read Aloud program. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.